In today's video, I'm going to share a realistic way that you can turn $500 per month into $100,000 in 10 years. And no, I'm not BSing you. Today, I'm sharing a powerful tool to grow your money exponentially that's massively overlooked and surprisingly simple. It's called compounding, and it's the secret to building wealth that successful investors have been using forever. Now, let me give you an example of its power using this Coke. 5 years ago, a Coke would have cost you $2. If you had $1,000 to spend on Coke for some reason, you could buy 500 Cokes. Today, thanks to inflation, the same Coke will cost you about $2.42. Now, $1,000 only buys you 413 Cokes. If you invested $1,000 5 years ago, it would be $1,450 today. You'd be able to buy 599 Cokes. That's 186 Cokes that you're missing out on if you're not investing. Not only has your money maintained its purchasing power over the years, but it also has greatly outpaced inflation. Now, let's use that same concept to see how we can use compounding's power to grow your wealth. I found this investment growth calculator online, and I'll use it to show you how $500 becomes $100,000. Using this calculator, we enter $500 to start with and then $250 every 2 weeks. So every time you get paid, that equals about $500 a month. An 8% rate of return is what I like to use. The stock market has returned on average 10% per year for the last 100 years. So you could technically use a 10% rate of return, but when you're planning, it's kind of nice to give yourself a little wiggle room. With investing, things can happen much faster than expected or much slower. So keep that in mind. Here we see after 10 years investing every 2 weeks, your account's grown to $100,000. Let's scroll down and take a look at this chart. So the green shows the contributions. The yellow shows the benefit of compounding here. $34,000 extra dollars that you wouldn't have if you didn't invest your money. If you just saved, you would likely have around $65,000 versus investing that extra $35,000 free money. Now let's go expand this out a little bit just to see what time does to these numbers. So it takes your first 10 years to get you to that $100,000 mark, but 20 years gets you $300,000. And now look at this. The yellow is a larger portion of your account than the green. That means you've gained more than you've actually even put in yourself. And how amazing would that be to have that for your future? Now expanding that out more, and come in here and play with these numbers and really use what you can actually contribute to get an idea of how your money can grow for you over time. And remember, anything that you do, your future self will really, really thank you for. But look at that, $500,000 in 25 years. A lot of it is from compounding growth versus just your own deposits. 30 years, $800,000. Obviously, depending on how old you are, this isn't going to make sense to do this out for too long because we want to enjoy this money while we're living. But think of the value that this can add to your quality of life over time. Isn't that incredible? Even if you can't start with much, just get into the habit of investing every time you're paid and increase that as you're able to. That's exactly what my husband and I did to grow our portfolio to over $600,000. I want you to experience this and more from your money. I know what it's like to financially struggle and live paycheck to paycheck, and let me tell you, having more money on your side will give you an incredible sense of calmness and security. Here's a few examples of different dollar amounts invested over time. Pause this and get motivated to get your money working for you. The one consistent thing I heard from clients when I was a financial advisor was that they wished they started investing sooner. They understood that time in the market is the one thing that they can't go back and get more of. If you need help understanding how stocks work and how you make money from them, take a look at this video next. Thanks so much for watching and happy investing.